Okay, well, because this is recorded and because it eventually makes it to other people, I think what we'll do is we'll probably slow it down. But again, I'm going to refrain from doing some things just because of my injury. I don't want to make it worse. So let's get started, and we'll see. We might take some things away, and we might add something and adjust. But personally, and I'll share with you, I used to have a much more challenging practice for myself. But as I've changed over the years, and as I've changed teaching, I also don't actually teach any classes like this anymore. They're never this fast-paced. I prefer relaxation. I prefer to go slower and for people to be able to experience a sense of calm and while they're nourishing the body. So, but I offered this because, we have a range of different levels of yoga, and I wanted to have it there. Okay, so we're going to get started let's start actually at the top of the mat today, and we'll separate the feet to the edges of the mat, and then we're just going to bring the head down, and before we do that, actually bring the head back up. Before we go anywhere, bring the palms together and step the feet closer together. It's really important that we center the mind and the body before we start to shift into our postures. So maybe we can have the thumbs to the heart center. I also have a little bit of a cold, so excuse the nasality here. And we might lower the head a little bit and just start to notice different areas of the body. You want to see what we're working with. And start to notice the breath. Notice how fast the breath is, if it's shallow, if it's deep. Where you can feel the breath moving through the body. No need to change it quite yet, we just need to assess. And then pay attention to the heart beating in the chest. With the thumbs pressed against the heart center, you can sense it a little bit more easily. There's a really good word that I picked up and have been using over the years for different things, for cleaning, for my body, for my mind, and it's a simple word, reset. So this is a good time to reset ourselves from the day, all of the things that have happened, all of the difficulties, even the joys, everything that has occurred up to this moment. We're going to allow ourselves to reset so that we can more fully appreciate the day itself, but without being attached to anything that happened, anything we perceive to be good or bad, anything we perceive that we, seem to like or not like. We're going to allow ourselves to reset and neutralize and appreciate without attachment. That even the difficult things give us the strength and the extra challenge that we need in order to develop. So now we're going to start to change the breath. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, release out through the mouth. Let's do this again, but really build it from the belly. So as you inhale, the belly presses out, the rib cage out, the chest out. And then exhale, release from the chest, the rib cage, and then the belly. Do this again. And maybe this time you can create some sound, so like you're fogging a mirror, but you're keeping the lips closed. A few more deep breaths like this. I went to my chiropractor today, who's also my cousin, and she said it's very important to aid in the healing process to keep working with diaphragmatic breathing, which is what we're doing here, in order to help the ribs and the muscles in between heal. So let's bring the feet together and keep this breath going, maybe 5 seconds or 6-second inhalation, and then match it with the exhalation. And then from here, we'll release the arms alongside the body, turn the chin down, round the shoulders, and start to round the back until you come all the way to a forward fold. Looking right through the legs, soft bend in the knees. We're going to unroll the spine, bend the knees, and then start to make your way back up. The head rises last, so really practice articulating the spine. And once you come up to standing, go ahead and lower the chin down, lower the shoulders, the spine, work your way all the way back down. You can take a nice deep breath here. Ooh. When we have colds, head colds, bringing the head down is always an unpleasant feeling. So luckily, I won't be doing too much of it, or at least I will roll the spine up, make sure the head comes up last. And then we're going to start with our sun salutations. First, roll the shoulders in circles, step the feet closer together, let the big toes touch the heels apart. I'm going to go through with you, and so we're taking 3 sun salutation A, 3 sun salutation B, and typically I used to teach this, we would do 5 and 5. So we're going to do 3 and 3. I'll walk you through the first, and then you're going to go through the second and the third at your own pace, always. So big toes together, heels apart. Next, let's bring the palms together. Exhale and release the breath. And then on the next inhale, bring the arms down and take the arms all the way up. Engage the thighs, the glutes, and come into a little bit of a back bend. Look up. And on the next exhalation, fold over the legs, release all the way down. Look past the knees. So we always want to have specific direction for the eyes, but they're soft. They're softly looking out so that we can stay interiorly focused. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, bring the hands down, take the feet back, maybe bring the knees down for support, but keep the heart forward so that when you lower and bend, I'm going to use knees today, when you lower and bend, you keep the elbows over the wrists to support the joints and make sure things stay safe. Bring the hips down, tops of the feet down, rise up into cobra with hips down, or upward facing dog with the glutes engaged and the hips up. Either one, whatever makes sense for you. You can bring the knees down first if needed, and then roll over the toes and come into downward facing dog. So here, softening the belly on the inhale and pulling it in, softening the belly on the exhale and pulling it in. I have found this to be probably one of the best ways to tone the low belly, which for women is always, especially if you've had children, it's commonly an issue. Okay, on the next exhalation, let's step walk or jump the feet forward to the top of the mat. Big toes touch again, come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale, release down. Inhale all the way up to standing. You can unroll like we did, or you can rise with a straight back. Find your back bend, and then we'll bring palms together, thumbs to the heart center. This time, we're going to add a couple of side bends. So on the next inhale, lift the arms all the way up. On the exhale, bend over to the right. Bring the right hand down the leg, left arm up and over. Inhale, come up to the middle. Exhale, right arm up and over to the left. Inhale, come up to the center, find your back bend once again, and exhale, fold over the legs. And now you'll go ahead and complete your sun salutation. Come up halfway, bring the hands down, step back, lower. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, or child's posture, which you can return to at any time. I'm going to rest there while you take another cycle of sun salutation. Or you can rest with me in child's posture. If you're taking that sun salutation, you're going to go all the way for the full cycle. And then we're going to meet in Samastitihi with the palms together in standing. So if you're in child's posture, you'll start to make your way out of it. Taking the feet forward. Make sure you come up halfway first. It gives the back of the legs a nice stretch when you release, and then come all the way up to standing, where we'll be for a couple breaths just to make sure that we all are in the same place before we go into sun salutation letter B. Big toes together, heels apart. And then when you're ready, we'll go ahead and take a breath out, and on the inhale, we'll bend the knees and reach the arms all the way up. Let's look up past the hands. And then on the next exhale, straighten the legs, fold over the legs, release down. Inhale, come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, hands down, float the feet back. Same thing, this is our vinyasa, going all the way down, inhaling to your back bend. Once you're in downward facing dog, step the right foot forward, left heel stays down, and then inhale, lift the arms up. If the back of the leg on that left leg is too tight, you can always keep the heel lifted until you're ready. So we're in Warrior A. Let's exhale, bring the hands back down, step the right foot up and back, lower down. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, step the left foot forward. And on the next breath in, lift the arms up. So is our Warrior A, left side. Next exhale, step or bring the hands down, lift the foot, step it back, lower. These movements really strengthen the body. Let's come up to back bend and then resting in downward facing dog. And so many times where I won't be doing many sun salutations for long periods, I notice I can do many less push-ups, if any at all. And then once I start this practice and maintain it for some weeks and months, I'm able to start doing push-ups. Even though these are only a, descent and then a back bend, it isn't actually a full push-up. So when you're ready, step the feet forward, bring the big toes together, come up halfway, exhale, release, bend the knees, and then come all the way up to chair posture, Utkatasana. And we'll straighten the legs, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. So you have an option. Take 2 more cycles, or you can stand tall with me and focus on breathing. But I'm going to give enough time just in case anyone wants to take a cycle, because we have the opportunity to take 2 cycles. Now, if you have a posture that feels really good, that you know that you'd like to take instead of a sun salutation, please find that. Maybe another side bend. I'm going to just stand here and breathe, as even side bends are aggravating to the ribs. Even if we just stand and breathe with the diaphragm, we do so much good work for the nervous system and the tissues, oxygenating the blood and detoxifying more effectively and fully. So, if you're on your second sun salutation or you are finished, then you might go into your third. Now, I'm going to go into a variation of sun salutation. So if you'd like to join me, we'll bend the knees and then reach the arms up. And again, it's hard to know where everybody is because we're all in different places. Releasing down. So just do what works for you. And I think I'm going to go right into child's posture and take some deep breaths. So wherever you are, just really, do it confidently. We're here to learn how to take care of ourselves and to do that. And so trusting ourselves is a very important part of the process. So we're going to be meeting back in Samastitihi at the top of the mat. So if you're in that third cycle of Sun Salutation B, make sure you complete it. We're going to be in standing. And assuming we're all here, let's step the feet apart to the sitting bones distance apart. Bring the hands to the hips and take them back towards the sacrum. And then go ahead and find a bit of a back bend, engage the glutes, the thighs, and exhale, fold over the legs, grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold, release, look right through the legs. While we're here, let's utilize the breath and breathe out through the mouth. And again, release any tensions, any concerns, anything that built up over the day. Just letting them go. This is a very important part of the practice. I'm going to hit the gong, or strike the gong while we are here, to help symbolize that release. And then let's come up halfway. This time we'll stand on top of the hands. Now you can separate the feet even further from each other to help out, so that you can find a little bit more of lengthening through the backs of the legs, but they don't have to be straight. Pick up the head, look forward, and then release the head, look through the legs. If you can get more weight, so the toes are actually touching the wrists, so try to get them there, and then if you can put more weight forward into the toes, you're going to get a deeper stretch in the back of the legs. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine, bring the hands to the hips, keep the back straight and rise up. There we go. So now we'll start with our other standing postures. Extended triangle posture. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, or however you need to orient yourself. Wow, that sunlight is just coming right into the camera. But I'd rather have that than to shut the drape. So bring the arms out to a T. Pivot the right foot to face the back of the mat, left foot facing the long side. And then reach out with that right arm. I'm not going to go too deep. So then bring the right hand down to the right thigh, the shin, or the foot, and then pick that left arm up towards the sky. Look up past the left hand. You'll feel a nice stretch along the back of the right leg towards the hamstring, maybe the groin. Let's add a circle here with that left arm. So take a big circle, one way, another, and then we'll switch directions. Get rid of some tension around the shoulder blade. And then we'll look down, that left arm up, look down to the right foot, rise up to standing, open the arms, and pivot to the other side. Left foot facing the short side, right foot facing the long side. Reach out with the left arm, lower it down to the left leg. Inhale, take that right arm up. And we'll take a nice big circle with that right arm. 2 in one direction, 2 in the other. And reach it up. Look down at the left foot. Inhale, rise up to standing, arms to a T. And then revolving triangle. We'll go ahead and revolve. Bring the hands to the hips and face the back of the mat, so the right leg is forward. Bring the left arm up towards the sky, look up, and then exhale. Bring the left hand all the way down to the mat. You want to draw the right hip back in order to be here. Then we'll turn to the right, and then maybe we just keep the hand where it is, the right hand on the hip. If it's a little difficult to get to the mat, you can bend the left leg, not the right, or you can bring left hand to the right thigh. It's a little awkward. You might take that right arm and lift it upwards. This one gets a little bit of a hip stretch in addition to twisting of the spine. When you're ready, inhale, rise up. Go ahead and open up and then turn to face the other side with the left leg forward. Hands to hips, feet are facing the same direction. Inhale, lift the right arm up. Exhale, that right hand down to the floor, the mat, or the leg. Press the left hip back, turn to the left. Maybe lift the left arm up. And we'll inhale, come back up, arms open. And we'll exhale, reset, Samastitihi, top of the mat. Extended side angle posture. Step the right foot to the back of the mat, open up once again. Open the arms and pivot the right foot to face the short side. Lunge into the right knee. We're in Warrior B, but now we're going to shift to extended side angle. Right forearm to the right thigh or right hand outside of the right foot. Pick that left arm up and over the left ear. Look up past the left hand if that works for the neck. And we'll inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, pivot to the other side. Lunge into the left knee. Forearm to the thigh. Right arm up and over the right ear. Maybe looking up past the right hand. And we'll inhale. That was only a 3-breath hold, and that's okay. I think we're doing it a little shorter. Arms open. Then we'll go ahead and bring the palms together and start to pivot to face the right leg. Lunge into the right knee. And then we're going to take a twist. If you'd like, you can bring the left knee down for balance. You might need a little cushion underneath it, or keep the toes down or the heel down. Then we'll go ahead and bring that left elbow on top of the right thigh or to the outside. Palms back together, look up past the right elbow. So take the twist as deep as you can for your body. Again, I'm taking a very minimal movement and still helping parts of the body and the mind and breath all working together to find that reset, that centering. Inhale, come up to standing. Open the arms, exhale, palms back together, pivot to face the left leg, maybe right knee down, right elbow on top of the thigh or to the outside of the thigh, looking past the left elbow. Always important to shift the eyes because we also are moving the head when we do that. Then we get a full rotation through the spine as much as we can. And inhale, come back up to standing, open the arms. Exhale, we're going to revolve. No, we did revolve. I have a brain of virus here, cold. Let's go ahead and step forward, top of the mat, palms together. All right, so we went through the first 3 standing postures. And then we're going to go through wide leg forward fold. So step the right foot again to the back of the mat. And this time we'll just go into letter C. Bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers, squeeze the shoulders back, look up, really open the chest, feel the broadness from shoulder to shoulder, and then we'll start to fold over the legs. You want to have a good distance between the feet, so more than 2 feet. See how wide of a distance you can go. You can even turn the toes inward to help the ankle stretch. Let the head go, if that feels okay for the sinuses, for the neck. And we'll inhale, rise all the way up, and exhale to the top of the mat, Samastitihi. Okay, so Parshvottanasana, intense side stretch. Step the right foot back, take the hands behind and find reverse prayer or hands to opposite elbows. And then pivot the feet so that the toes are facing the same direction again. This is a shorter distance between the feet. Inhale, extend the back, look upwards. Exhale, come halfway down. Keep the back straight, right hip back, left hip forward. So you might be not even halfway, and that's totally fine. You just want to keep the spine straight, the backs of the legs straight. If you have space, keeping all those straight to take the heart forward towards the right foot, you can. And let's inhale, rise up, keep the arms as they are. Exhale, pivot to the other side. Make sure the right toes are facing the same direction as the left. Inhale, look up. Exhale, hinge. Left hip back, right hip forward. And we'll inhale, rise, open the arms, and come to the top of the mat. Samastiti. Standing nice and tall. A couple deep breaths. Okay. So the next part is balancing. We're just going to do one part of the balancing because then we're going to add a different posture today. I'm sure it'll be familiar to you, but it's we haven't done it yet, so specifically. So bring the hands to the hips, and then we'll go ahead and shift over to the left leg, pick up the right knee, and hold the right knee with the right hand, or you can hold the right big toe with the peace fingers. Left hand can be on some furniture or a wall to help support. And we'll just bring the head down, bring the knee up, or the leg up, and then release. Hands to hips, shift over to the right leg, engage the thigh, lift the left knee and hold the left knee. It's important to look at something in front of you that isn't moving and to just lock your eyes on it, keeping the eyes relaxed still to help the body stay still. And then we'll go ahead and lower the head, lift the knee, and exhale, release. So let's come to the top of the mat. And we're going to go right into a warrior A. So step the left foot back, open the take the arms up, left heel comes down. Warrior A, and then we're going right into Warrior B. Open the arms. Left toes face the long side of the mat, right foot stays still. Now we're going to go into Warrior B on the other side, so just pivot the feet to change them, and now turning the head in the direction of the left leg. We're going to change this into Warrior A facing the left leg now. So pivot that right foot, take the arms up. Another alternative when you're in these postures is to have the elbows bent, and sending those forearms back will help open up the shoulders. Now we're going to go back by opening the arms to a T, and then we're just going to come to standing at the top of the mat. Let's transition to seated. So inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold over the legs, release down. Come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Bring the hands down, and then you can take a vinyasa or you can come right to seated. So from seated, we start with the feet forward, the toes pointing back. The knees bent if we need assistance to elevate the spine. And then we'll inhale, take the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold, and grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. This is Paschimottanasana. We didn't do Dandasana, so we might go back and do that in a moment. So checking in with the back. We want to make sure we aren't rounding the back. We don't need to pull the muscles in the back or the spine. This is a focus for the back of the legs. So bending the knees will still help encourage that opening in the back of the legs. Before we take letter B, let's inhale and rise up and bring the hands down next to the hips. Bring the chin down, pull the pelvic floor up, and focus on prana, life force flowing through the trunk and all the vital organs, the tissues, the cells, the fluids. Remembering that in yoga we're intentionally working with energy and the awareness of it, so that we could become more and more aware of the subtle experiences that are aspects of life. So let's bring the head to center, and then let's go into letter B. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, and go ahead and hold the feet with the thumbs to the big toes. Come up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. If you find these folds to be difficult, I find that inhaling, and you can have hands to the legs. They don't have to be on the feet, although you can bend the knees to get there. I find that inhaling and straightening the elbows, exhale, bending the elbows really helps. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. At a slower pace, of course, to match the breath. And then let's inhale and rise up. Now, this is where we would take a reverse table or a reverse plank. So see where you'd like to go. If you want to go to reverse table, plant the feet, plant the hands, fingers facing forward, and lift the hips. If you want that reverse plank, you would straighten the legs. Get a nice little stretch in the arms. No need to let the head go completely. The resistance is good to strengthen the neck. And exhale, release. So here we have some options. You could take a vinyasa, or you can hold a boat posture, or you can sit up tall with the legs forward. So just take that vinyasa. You would inhale the arms and the legs up, and then you would cross your ankles, bring the feet down, roll forward onto hands and knees, coming into your plank, and then you would go through that same movement that we've been taking. So other option is you're holding boat, or you're sitting up straight. We're going to meet once you've gone through that movement, or whatever you chose. We're going to meet back in Padahastasana. And then here we'll start with Janu Shirshasana. So bring the right foot to the inside of the left leg. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, hands to the legs somewhere, maybe the foot. Inhale, straighten the arms. Exhale, bend the elbows. Keep the back basically the same as you fold deeper and deeper by bending the elbows, not bending the back. And those movements can be smaller. And inhale, rise. Exhale, switch legs. Take the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Resetting the backs of the legs. And with every breath, resetting the mind and the nervous system. It's like washing the windows, cleaning all the debris. And we'll inhale, rise up. And then from here, how about we add a posture? Let's revolve this. So take the left leg forward again, the right foot to the inside of the thigh. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge forward. And what we're going to do is take that left arm forward with the palm up and turn the hand to hold the foot. Again, you might need to bend the knee. So we're holding the foot. Take that right arm behind, up towards the sky, and then go into a side bend to the left. Go as deep as you can. I'm not really that deep, so you might have more space than I do right now, or you might be up here with me. This one I always find really opens up the back of the leg and the parts of the back that are tight, so that when you go back into that same fold, it changes remarkably. So one more breath. And then inhale, rise up. Let's switch. Right leg forward, left foot to the inside of the thigh. Inhale, take the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, and then again, right arm extends forward, palm up, then turn the hand to the right, grasp the foot, not the big foot, I was going to say big toe, but grasp the foot. Take the left arm behind, up towards the sky, maybe up and over to the right. So some might be able to get their shoulder to the inside of the right knee if they've got that flexibility. And then we'll inhale, rise up. And here we'll take that same idea, variation. So either you're going into a boat, or you're going into a vinyasa, or maybe you'll join me, cross the ankles, and just fold over the legs. If you're folded with me, cross the legs the other way. And then in a moment, we're going to go into the next posture. So Marichyasana, letter C, is where we'll be going. So let's rise up and extend the left leg forward. Plant the right foot down. And here, we're going into a twist. So right hand behind, fingers face back. Straighten the arm if you can. Inhale, lift the left arm up. And then exhale, the left arm outside of the right thigh. Or you can hold the right leg with the left hand. Get tall and then turn to the right. So there's a lot of rotation in the spine, so see how far you can go. It's with the position of the leg, we have some potential for twisting when we're using this arm and creating a little bit of a bind. Looking as far right as you can. And we'll inhale, come to center. Exhale, switch legs. Left foot or left hand behind, fingers face back. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale, hook the elbow outside of the thigh or hold the leg with the hand and then turn to the left as far as you can. I can't seem to go very far at all. So like really, I'm not getting much movement personally. So get what you can. And then we'll inhale, come back to center. And this is where you have that option. You can hold a boat posture, you could take a vinyasa, or this time, if you want to join me, you can bring the soles of the feet together and then come into bound angle posture, Padahastasana, folding over the feet. Now, speaking of resetting, the vinyasas are actually for the purpose of resetting. So they help to keep the heart rate up, but they actually reset the spine and kind of give the body a little bit more space for the next posture. All right, so let's come back to seated. And then we will do a different posture today again. We're going to go into a wide leg seated forward fold. So go ahead and take the legs out in the V formation. We'll start up sitting nice and tall and then bring the hands forward. Keep the back straight and then walk the hands forward one step at a time. Now eventually, one of the goals here is to get the hands to the feet. And then one of the other goals is to try to flatten the trunk onto the mat. And then one of the other goals is to take the arms underneath the legs and let the legs hold the arms. So imagine almost like a flat pancake. So we don't need to go there, but at least it gives us an idea as to, you know, the alignment that we're looking for. Every exhalation, relaxing in. but still staying active. We're actually going to stay here a little longer, a few more deep breaths. So this one is called Kurmasana. Oh, and then we have a fun variation, actually, from this. So we're adding some different postures today. The next one is balancing and is also helps with the core, but there's a little support involved. So once you come back up to seated, so this is Upavishta Konasana, similar posture, but now we're going to bring the feet in, grasp the big toes with the peace fingers, start to balance on the sitting bones, and then see if we can come back to straight legs again, or bent legs is fine too, but now we're balancing and we have the core engaged, the backs of the legs stretching. There's got to be some resistance between the toes and the feet, or the toes and the hands, the fingers. So they're pushing into each other, and that is helping create that stability. It's actually much, much easier than a bow posture, in my opinion. And we'll go ahead and release, bring the soles of the feet together again, and then just fold right back in. And unroll the spine if you had it rounded, or rise up with a flat back if you had it a little bit more straight. So again, new postures. We're going to recline. Come all the way down to your back. Now we've taken this posture in standing. We did it today. We did one of them with the knee, letter A. But today we're going to do the foot and the big toe situation, where we basically start with the left leg straight on the mat, pick up the right leg and grasp the right big toe with the peace fingers. Now again, you might need to bend the knee to get there. So while you're here, you could take that left arm out to the left. So this was one of the options when we were in standing, rather than hold the knee, was to hold the big toe. Much easier when you're reclined. We're going to go to the next letter and take that leg, as you still hold the toe, out to the right and turn the head to the left. Inhale, bring the leg back to center. Take both hands of the leg and lift the head. See how far up you could take the trunk towards that right leg. And now, before we take the other side, let's just test. How did this go? Take that left leg up as well and hold both big toes with the peace fingers. Now, my right leg is much higher than my left leg because I opened up the back of the muscle, the backs of the legs. The muscles are more open, more elongated. The left leg is still wound up, so we're going to release the right leg along the mat and keep holding the left big toe. Right arm can come out to the right. I find this to be much more effective for backs of the legs. And if you create a little resistance, you get extra stretch. So you would be pushing foot or toe into fingers and fingers back to toe. Deep rhythmic breath. And we'll take this left leg out to the left. Turn the head to the right. And we'll bring the left leg back to center. Both hands to the leg. Lift the trunk. Walk the hands maybe further up if you can to the foot. And then we'll go ahead and release. Nope, before we do, take both feet up. So this is a happy baby. And go ahead and assess. How do the legs compare to each other? Are they equally open now? And then we'll go ahead and release. We'll plant the feet down and come into reclining or bridge posture. Walk the arms back towards each other, feet in towards the sitting bones. Then when you're ready, inhale, lift the hips up, walk shoulders further back, maybe interlace fingers and press the arms down, or push down into the elbows with forearms lifted, but keep the chin somewhat lifted so there's space between the neck and the mat. And we'll exhale, lower all the way down. Take the feet forward. We're going to skip a few postures here. Take the arms back, lift the belly button, and really find that nice extension. And then bring the knees in, wrap the arms around the knees, rock a little bit side to side. Go ahead and bring the left foot down and bring the right ankle on top of the left thigh. We're going to bring in a reclining pigeon, so bring that left leg closer in and hold the left leg. Hands to the back of the leg or around the shin. Right foot is flexed. You can take some circles too for a moment and then keep the foot flexed, stabilizing that right leg, feeling that hip stretch. And release the legs, right foot down, left ankle on top of right thigh. Pull that right leg in. Keep that left foot flexed. Soften the face, the forehead. Relax the scalp, the ears. Relax the temples, the jaw. And release the legs. We're going to plant both of the feet, take the arms up to a T, and lower the knees over to the right. Bring the feet back to center and lower the knees to the left. So when we have the feet planted like this, then we get a little bit more of a stretch through the low back. So off to the left. We're preparing to rest. So continuing to just neutralize the spine through our spinal twist. And then when you're ready, bring the feet back to planted. Bring the knees into the chest, give them a nice squeeze. And then release the legs. Take the feet to the corners of the mat, getting ready to rest completely. Arms alongside the body, palms flipped up towards the sky. And then we will allow the body to rest a little bit more by taking the attention to different points in the body and feeling that space relax as you do. So take the attention to the crown of the head, and then the forehead, and then the chin, the throat, the heart center, solar plexus, right around the rib cage, lower rib cage area, the navel, and then the navel, the solar plexus, the heart center, the throat, the chin, the space between the eyebrows, and the crown of the head. Bring your attention to the right hand, the left hand, now both hands. Now the right foot, the left foot, and both feet. Now become aware of the back of the head touching the mat, the parts of the shoulders touching the mat, parts of the back and the hips touching the mat, parts of the legs touching the mat, the heels. Now bring your attention to the arms, both of the legs. Now the arms and the legs together. Now the front of the trunk and the back of the trunk, and then the whole trunk together. Now the whole body together, the limbs, the trunk, the head. Bringing into your awareness the whole body together. Feeling the whole body relaxed. No need to do anything with the body at this time. No need to control any part of it. Let the body flow as it flows. As you allow yourself to retreat internally, bringing your attention to the heart center. And feeling an inward movement further and further into the heart center, as far inwardly as you can go. Resting the whole body, resting the mind. Resting any thoughts, any feelings. Just allowing yourself to exist, to be. Without changing anything, just become aware of the sounds that you're hearing. Through the speakers, the sounds in the room, the sounds maybe outside of the building you're in. And then start to notice the breath. Start to take deeper breaths. Start to move the hands and the feet. Circle the arms behind, find length with the arms as you point the toes forward and lift the belly button. And then bring the knees in, wrap the arms around the knees. And roll to the right side to press your way up to seated, or rock right up. We'll sit up nice and tall. And bring the palms together. Just allowing this feeling to really be noticed, having reset in many, many ways. And then remembering that we aren't the only ones that benefit from our practice. When we practice, we are able to exist in the world much more openly and in a more helpful way to others. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.